Welcome, and thank you for coming to Beginning Braille. This is a series of videos to get you started with learning the Unified English Braille Code, otherwise known as UEB. Much of this content is derived with permission from Dots for Families, written by Dr. Penny Rosenblum and Linda Reed. A big thank you to them for allowing me to use their materials. I am Stephanie Herlick. I am a teacher of students with visual impairments and an orientation and mobility specialist. I am currently the Assessment Center Coordinator at California School for the Blind. I also authored the Mangled Braille Program, Basic Braille, Unit 3 UEB Contractions. Like the Dots for Family curriculum, this set of videos is designed as an introduction to the UEB code to develop beginning level Braille skills. Participants who, at the conclusion, are interested in learning the full UEB code are encouraged to consider the free Hadley Braille courses. Please remember that this course is designed for parents, caregivers, and teaching assistants. The way in which Braille is taught in this course is not how students who are blind or visually impaired should be taught Braille. This course moves at a much faster pace, and the code is not taught in the same format as it would be to a student who is blind or visually impaired. Students need to be taught Braille by a certified teacher of students with visual impairments. Teachers of students with visual impairments have been trained through university programs, most often have graduate degrees in education, and have been specifically taught how to teach Braille through proven and research-driven methods. You will need to gather several things before continuing with Lesson 1. Please download the course materials from the description box below. In order to complete the assignments, you will also need access to a PC or Apple computer with PerkyDuck enabled. PerkyDuck enables the user to use a standard keyboard to key in the Braille characters. PerkyDuck does not work with iOS devices. Before continuing, please install PerkyDuck on your computer. Once you have gathered the materials and loaded PerkyDuck on your computer, continue with Lesson 1. Now that you have all your materials, including the Dots for Families lessons and PerkyDuck, we are ready to get started. First, I'm going to explain how and why we are using PerkyDuck. PerkyDuck by Duxbury Systems allows the user to input Braille using what is called 6-key entry. Unlike the full Duxbury software program, which many Braille transcribers use, PerkyDuck is Braille only. It does not have the translation to print package. Since you will be learning Braille, it's perfect. I actually don't want you to have the translation capability. There are a few more great features to PerkyDuck. First, using PerkyDuck will allow you to correct your mistakes. As you will soon learn, that's huge. Second, you can save your files like a traditional file.
Let's get started. Here is the Braille cell. All letters, numbers, punctuation, science and math notations, and pretty much anything else represented in print is made through this 6-dot cell. The dots are named by their position. There are two standard ways for naming dots. We will use the numbering system. Starting on the first or left side, going down, the dots are numbered 1, 2, 3. The dots on the second side or right side, going down, are 4, 5, and 6. Your student or child may have learned to call the dots by their position. First side, top, middle, bottom, followed by second side, top, middle, bottom.
The naming system used for the Braille cell is important for reference and is also used when teaching what keys to press on a Braille writer, note taker, or keyboard. During this course, you will be using your keyboard to produce simulated Braille. Simulated Braille means the dots are in black and white print. If you place your hands on the home row of a keyboard, the fingers on your left hand should be resting on the letters A, S, D, F, and the fingers on your right hand will be resting on J, K, L, semicolon. You will be using S, D, F to represent the dots 3, 2, 1, and the letters J, K, L to represent the dots 4, 5, 6. Take a moment to look at your hands now resting on the keyboard. Your index fingers are the two top dots of the cell, 1 and 4. Your middle fingers are the middle dots, 2 and 5, and your ring fingers are the bottom dots, 3 and 6. At this point, I highly recommend opening a blank page on PerkyDuck. You might want to split your computer screen to have PerkyDuck on one side and YouTube on another. Open PerkyDuck and go to File on the menu bar. Select New, and a blank page should open. On this blank page, practice brailing your first set of dots. Braille the dots 1, 2, 3, space, 4, 5, 6. The space bar acts as a normal space. Your dots should look like what is on my screen. As I mentioned before, all the print characters are made up of different combinations of dots. This means you will be pressing multiple keys at the same time. Practice brailing all the keys at once several times. This is called a full cell. Now braille all the left side keys several times and all the right side keys several times. You may notice I pressed space between each set and used the Enter key to go to a new line. Go ahead and pause this video to practice for a minute or two. Here are the first 10 letters of the alphabet. You can see that the letter A is dot 1. Letter B is dots 1 and 2. Letter C is dots 1 and 4. See if you can braille the dots as I name them, starting with the letter A. A is dot 1. B is dots 1 and 2. C, dots 1 and 4. D, dots 1, 4, and 5. E, dots 1 and 5. F, dots 1, 2, and 4. G, dots 1, 2, 4, and 5. H, dots 1, 2, and 5. I, dots 2 and 4. J, dots 2, 4, and 5. Good job. Please do not feel overwhelmed. You will get this. And remember, this is not how your child or student has learned Braille. This is much, much faster. Now go back to the first A you brailled. Braille an entire line of A's with a space between them. Next, braille an entire line of B's with a space between them. Keep going until you have done all 10 letters. I've put an example on the PowerPoint screen. In addition to brailing practice, you will benefit from practicing reading simulated Braille. Simulated Braille is what you see on your PerkyDuck screen. Basically, Braille that is black and white but not raised. You could also think of it as a Braille font. Now for some practice. The next 9 slides are practice pages for the letters A through J. Following each slide will be the answers. I recommend stopping and starting as you go through these practice slides. You can also download the PowerPoint to see the slides in that format. You will practice both reading and writing Braille. Here is the first independent practice for the letters A through J. Braille a line of the following: AB space, AB space, BC space, BC space, CD space, CD space, DE space, DE space, EF space, EF space, FG space, FG space, GH space, GH space, HI space, HI space, and IJ space, IJ space. Here is the Braille font for the answers for Independent Practice 1, letters A through J. Here is Independent Practice 2 for the letters A through J. Braille a line of the following groupings of letters. Each group is a grouping of 3 letters: ABC, DEF, GHI, JDE, HFA, BGC, CFJ, HDA, IDB, GBD. When you have finished that, take a look at the answers here in the Braille font. The next 2 slides are Independent Practice 3 for the letters A through J. Read the following Braille words. Once you have read them in Braille, move on to the next slide, which contains the answers. Here are the answers for Independent Practice 3. The words to be interlined were, for the first line, high, cab, ace, did, hag, bid, fee, hid, die, hide. The second line of words are beef, ha, bad, big, fad, dig, bee, gab, ice, dad. The third line words are ebb, dice, jade, face, he, badge, add, acid. And the last line words are age, abaci, dab, fig, cab, aid, abide. Here is Independent Practice 4 for the letters A through J. Braille the following words that are listed in 2 columns. The first column of words to be brailled are acid, acacia, badge, beige, babe, cake, cage, deface, dice, ebb, egg, fad. And the second column of words are fife, gag, gauge, hag, haji, hide, high, id, if, idea, jag, jade. Here are the Independent Practice 4 answers for the letters A through J. Again, the words are in Braille font in 2 columns. Here is Independent Practice 5 for the letters A through J. Interline the words shown here in Braille font. There are 2 columns of words. Once you have completed the interlining, continue on. Here are the answers for Independent Practice 5 interlining. The first column of words are gab, bide, did, aid, bad, ice, bead, gag, bade, dead, fib. The second column of words are dad, hide, fade, dice, egg, head, fib, tad, fed, had, cafe. You have now completed all of the independent practice for Lesson 1. Feel free to go back and review the letters you have learned. Once you feel comfortable with them, we'll see you in Lesson 2.